Hello everyone, and welcome to today's lesson. I'm Emma, your English teacher.
And I'm Jake, your American conversation partner. We're excited to explore some interesting topics today.
That's right. Today, we're diving into the world of science and technology.
Science and technology are such fascinating subjects. What's our focus today?
We'll be learning about some key vocabulary used in technical discussions.
Cool. I can't wait to hear those words.
The vocabulary we're focusing on includes hypothesis, methodology, findings, correlation, and significant.
Those sound important. What's a hypothesis?
A hypothesis is an educated guess about what we think will happen in a scientific study.
I see. So, it's like a prediction?
Exactly. Now, let's move to our dialogue to see these words in action.
I'm ready. Let's start.
Imagine we are scientists discussing a recent project. I'll begin. In our recent experiment, we formulated a hypothesis about the effects of light on plant growth.
That sounds interesting. What was your hypothesis?
We hypothesized that plants exposed to more light would grow taller.
Interesting. What methodology did you use?
We used a controlled methodology, keeping some plants in low light and others in bright light.
That makes sense. What were your findings?
Our findings indicated that the plants grown in bright light were significantly taller.
That's a significant result. Did you notice any correlation between light and growth?
Yes, there was a strong correlation between light exposure and plant height.
So, your hypothesis was supported by your findings.
Exactly. It shows the importance of testing hypotheses through proper methodologies.
I can see how these terms are essential in scientific discussions.
They really are. Now, let's break down these ideas further. First, a hypothesis is vital because it guides your research.
Right, like a compass for a journey.
Exactly. Then there's the methodology, which is your plan or approach.
So, the methodology is like the recipe you follow?
Spot on. Then, the findings are the outcomes of your research.
And those findings tell you if the hypothesis was correct?
Yes, they do. Lastly, correlation shows the relationship between two factors.
And significant means important, right?
Absolutely. Let's see some examples. My hypothesis is that exercise improves mental health.
Got it. And, the methodology of the study was very detailed.
Great. Here's another. The findings showed a clear trend in behavior.
There is a correlation between sleep and concentration.
Exactly. And finally, it's significant to understand these concepts for scientific literacy.
I think I'm starting to grasp these concepts.
Wonderful. Now, let's use these words in a practical context. If I were a scientist, I would state my hypothesis clearly before starting.
That's smart. I would ensure my methodology is thorough too.
Absolutely. After analyzing my findings, I'd share them with the scientific community.
I think understanding correlation helps explain my results better.
Yes, and highlighting significant results is key for impact.
I feel confident discussing science and technology now.
You should. It's important for future studies too.
Can we talk about real-life applications for these words?
Sure. For instance, students use a hypothesis when designing experiments.
And companies follow methodologies when developing new technologies.
Exactly. Findings are often shared in journals to inform others.
And researchers look for correlations in their data.
Yes, making significant discoveries can lead to advancements in fields.
This has been enlightening. I can see how these terms fit together.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, let's summarize our vocabulary. First, hypothesis can be seen in sentences like 1. The scientist proposed a hypothesis about climate change. 2. Her hypothesis was proven correct through experiments. 3. A strong hypothesis leads to better research outcomes.
Got it. How about methodology?
Methodology appears in 1. The research team followed a strict methodology. 2. Their methodology was published in a scientific paper. 3. Developing a clear methodology is essential for reproducibility.
And what about findings?
Findings can be used in 1. The findings of the study were surprising. 2. She discussed her findings at a conference. 3. Publish your findings to contribute to the scientific community.
That makes sense. What's next?
Next is correlation, found in 1. There's a correlation between exercise and health. 2. Identifying correlation is key in data analysis. 3. The researchers studied the correlation over several years.
And finally, significant.
Significant appears in 1. The results were significant enough to warrant further research. 2. They found a significant difference between the two groups. 3. It's significant to note that results vary by region.
Thank you for those examples. They help a lot.
Now, let's review what we've learned with some practice questions. First question. What is a hypothesis?
It's an educated guess about what will happen in an experiment.
Correct. Second question. Why is methodology important?
Because it outlines how you'll conduct your research.
Well done. Third question. What do findings refer to?
They're the results obtained from your research.
Exactly. Fourth question. What does correlation imply?
It implies a relationship between two variables.
Spot on. And the last question. Why is it significant to discuss these terms?
Because they help us communicate effectively in scientific contexts.
Great job. You've really grasped the concepts today.
Thanks, Emma. What's our next lesson going to be about?
Next time, we'll explore environmental issues and related vocabulary.
I'm looking forward to it. See you all then.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep practicing.